big trip needs big support. This Media 4. Big Dog Build's brand new D MAX. This is a 2023 D MAX with the 3-litre engine in it. We thought this would be the perfect vehicle to A, stir the pot up a little bit as a bit of an American truck recovery vehicle, but also give the media crew and support crew everything that they need to be able to get the job done, follow the trucks up the beach, charge the camera gear, and really keep up with the big dogs. This thing here, we've only been on Fraser for 2 days now, and it's definitely living up to its name. It is one capable little vehicle. So keeping up the American trucks, having the media support car jump out in front, shoot across the island and get to that next spot first, have good communications. We've got the full-time Starlink. I reckon I'll show you around this ute. We don't call these ones trucks. They're the utes here in Australia for a reason. And these things are a perfect support vehicle to get out in front, work out where that next shot's going to be, not get stuck, because that's what the big trucks are there to do on these sorts of trips. I'll show you around this one, let you know what we've done to it. It was a bit of a last-minute build, but there was some thought that went into it. We've had some amazing suppliers jump in on this one and make this dream a reality. Big Dog Builds, Media Support 4. Starting at the front end, we haven't managed to get a bar on it just yet. I've got some special things coming for that front end, as well as LED lights. It needed to get what we could done in the last couple of weeks before this trip. When it comes to the suspension kit, I'm pretty sure I've seen this one launch off into the air yesterday on the inland track across the island. There's March flies everywhere. There may have been one on the accelerator pedal and the media guys were off. But we have gone and installed a 3-inch CalOffroad suspension kit with the Fox 2.0 shocks. This thing rides like a dream. We've got the heavy-duty leaf springs to suit the weight of the canopy in the back end. And with the wheel and tyre combination, we can have a look at the front here. We've got Method Race Wheels Bead Grip technology. So with these Method bead grips, you can go down to single digits in the tyres, and that means that this thing is not going to get stuck and you don't have to have the worry about rolling the tyre off the bead. So these are the 703 machined wheels, 6x139.7 to suit the DMAX stud pattern, 17-inch by 8.5-inch wide zero offset wheels. That sits perfectly inside the guard. We approached Yokohama for the tyres on this one, and they suggested these awesome Geolandar ATs. These are the G017, so these are mine spec tyre. They are a little bit noisier than your traditional all-terrain tyre, which is their G016 model, but a 285 70/17 is going to give enough strength and durability to make sure that these tyres aren't going to let down the support crew, because let's face it, who supports the support? No one. So Yokohama G017's there, the Method Bead Grip technology, and then the CalOffroad suspension kit with the Fox 2.0 shocks. Have some thoughts about upgrading the shock absorbers once we really figure out the build on this one. We might be able to throw something spicy in there in the future, but for now, stage 1 on this build, it is handled like a dream, as you can see. Nice and sandy, March flies everywhere, but it's got us to everywhere we need to be on this trip so far. So the Yokohama tyres definitely haven't let us down. Methods never have let us down ever, and this suspension kit so far, it's proving itself pretty damn quickly. When it comes to the roof rack on this one, quite a basic setup. We didn't need too many accessories. The trusty Maxtrax up on here, haven't needed to use them for the support car just yet. And then we've got the Rhino Rack Backbone, as well as the Pioneer platform. Gone for the Tradie option on this one, which comes with the 2 little side rails. A great place to tie down things like your Maxtrax. We've also got Starlink running full time. So with the media crew, really important that they can communicate to the producers themselves, the creative director, and make sure that they know what's up ahead. Don't have to rely on a UHF channel. The Starlink offers full-time connectivity between the 2 different vehicles. And so far, the new little Starlink Mini on the move, it's been amazing. So when it comes to choosing the right support vehicle itself, we thought the trusty D MAX would definitely do the job. With the 3-litre diesel in the D MAX, they're a trusted engine. The 4JJ engines in the D MAX are really, really reliable. The vehicle itself, not too heavy, very, very practical, easy to modify. And let's just face it, how good does a D MAX look with the new Big Dog Builds wrap on the side as well? Little bit of a special one, this one. We've got the 2 support vehicles, both running very, very similar setups. For this one here, we've got the MITS alloy canopy on the back, and that one has got the leaf springs to suit the weight of the canopy. Really getting that suspension dialed in, just like we do on the big trucks, is very important. The CalOffroad suspension kit with the HHD rear leaf springs, it's going to suit the weight of the canopy. The spare wheel on the back of that one, it's got twin water tanks. I'll open this one up here. This MITS canopy so far, it's not the cleanest inside, but it's definitely doing the job. It's got the full Enerdrive Voyager pack. So Dometic Enerdrive have hooked us up big time. 300 amp slimline B TEC lithium battery there. A massive 3000 watt inverter, 100 amp AC charger if you're plugging it into mains power. And then it's also got the 40 amp DC-DC charger. So anytime that this vehicle's running, it's pumping 40 amps back into it. And that's plenty enough so far. We're 3 days in. We haven't done too many kilometers on the island just yet. And this thing here has been charging camera gear, lighting equipment, sound equipment, literally running the inverter, cooking, cleaning, everything. This thing is powering every single accessory that we have for the trip so far. We haven't needed to plug it into mains power or get mains power for any other reason so far. It's got the Cymarine screen there in the Voyager pack. This thing will do water tank monitoring levels, temperature sensors. It'll obviously control all of your power in and out. If we had solar panel on the roof of this one, it'd do a dedicated channel for the solar power as well. And then you got your basic switches there. We're still to kit it out a little bit further with some good lighting inside here, but this thing literally went on the week of this trip, and so far, so good. It's bloody amazing. Nice, big, simple storage solutions. We've got UHFs, we've got battery backups, we've got power equipment in there. So quite a simple layout for the media guys here. Nice big recovery bag if needed. We've also got the KingChrome lights up there. We've got the impact drills if needed and a massive storage drawer there. This is charging up the UHFs, just like these ones here. We've got your battery jump pack if needed. If someone goes flat, we got that one on charge in there. We've got the full KingChrome kit in charge as well. And so far, this setup here is literally ticking all the boxes. Full-time Starlink here. These Starlink kits do pull a little bit of power, but again, 300 amp lithium B TEC is handling it like a dream. We'll swing around the other side and show you what fridge and what the drawer setup is on that other side. You've also got your trusty little storage cases under there. Got additional power leads to literally this thing is one big battery pack generator, as some would call it. It's going to keep everything charged. It's a good space. The guys can also clean their hands at the back. It's got 2 water tanks. It's got gravity fed up on the headboard, as well as a rear tank as well on a little 12-volt pump. So water, power, good capable vehicle. So far, so good. The rear end setup on the canopy, it's amazing. It's got the fully dust and waterproof rear trundle drawer. That one's got more tools. So KingChrome have come to the party. We've got everything laid out super neatly in the back there for anything that happens on the side of the road. Having good tools on board, recovery equipment's going to ensure that the media guys aren't getting stuck or held up. But if something serious happens, they've got all the tools on board to be able to fix the problem on the side of the road, or in this case, on the sand. But nice simple setup on the back of this one. We've gone and installed the Hayman Reese tow bar assembly. We've also towed a little tinny up the beach on this one. It's handled it like a dream. We've gone and installed the Boss airbags in the rear of this one as well, with a simple Schrader valve set up on the back. We can simply inflate the airbags to suit the additional weight and just firm up that rear end, which is going to help with the additional loads while towing or when the guys have really loaded up the canopy. So with the manual inflation airbags at the back here, we've actually got a little air compressor that we just plug into those 2 there. Jerry cans on the back. These ones here are actually unleaded, not diesel for the ute itself, because it's been very, very fuel efficient so far. We've got some cool stuff happening later on in the week, and the boats may need these little jerry cans. So supporting. So at the back here, we've also got the little 12-volt water pump. Wash the hands, fill up the water bottles. Over here at Fraser Island, the natural spring water's some of the purest in the whole world. So we've filled up the tanks. You can drink it, wash your hands. There's also another water tap up the front here, which is from the headboard. Swing open this canopy on this side here. And we've also got the full layout in this side. You've got your fridge. So that's all obviously going to hold lunch as well as drinks for the day. And then a massive drawer here with the extended table out from the drawer as well. So more sort of tooling equipment in here. We've got the air inflation for when we do need to pump the tyres back up. And having one big flat area for nice big table storage for the guys. They can literally set out the gear, charge the camera gear, under the 270-degree awning. It's going to keep everything dry. And the seals in this mid-alloy canopy so far has been some of the best I've seen in the canopy market. There hasn't been one bit of dust, ingress, water. We have had a little bit of a rain shower up here the last couple of days as well. So no water getting in there. It's going to make sure that this expensive film equipment that we do use is going to stay nice and dry, as well as dust-free, because we need to keep making this amazing content. The media team are some of the best that I've worked with. They are battling the March flies here today, and it's definitely a challenging day to film the support car. But these boys, they're amazing. And the whole production team that goes into these videos have now got something pretty cool to keep them charged on the road. I just can't get over it. I'm starting to like the D-Max more than some of the trucks we build. What do you guys think? If you like this D-Max build, check out this trip here. And if you want to see some of the bigger trucks that we do at Big Dog Builds, click on this one here as well.